In this video, I'm going to talk about massing. I have a site plan that I brought in from AutoCAD, and this is the site where I'm going to put a structure. So I'm going to begin with massing by representing what would be a sort of ground plane. Now, you could also do this as a topographic surface, but my ground plane is going to be flat, and I want the buildings and the ground plane to be the same sort of color and material suggestion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a very thin mass that represents the top of the ground plane. And to do this, I'm going to first go to a 3D view, right? And I will right-click and zoom to fit. So my first massing component is going to be this ground plane. So I go to Massing and Site, I click on In Place Mass. It's going to generate a name for it. If you receive if you see a window that appears before this one, you can click on the default, just accept OK. Right, now, once in here, I'm going to use the rectangle tool to begin constructing this mass, and I will snap to the far corners. Now, we won't be building all of these structures, but just a few of them. Okay, and from there, once I've made that rectangle, I can click on Create Form. All right, so it's going to generate a box form, and this is going to be the top of my ground plane. So I'm actually going to make this -1 foot, and it will make it a negative number. All right, let me zoom into the corner so you can see. Right-click, zoom in, and you can see that it's now a 1 foot thick plane. Zoom to fit, right-click again, zoom in region. My site plan is right here, so I'm going to zoom into that area, and I'm going to capture some of the surrounding buildings. Okay, so then I can click on Finish Mass. All right, now I'm going to construct a few more masses that represent these buildings. The first one that I'll do will be this irregularly shaped one. Again, like I did with the ground plane, I go to Massing and Site, In Place Mask. This one will be called Mass 2. And I'm going to use the line tool to begin constructing the outline of the building. And you want to just look for those snap indicators. All right, and you'll notice that you can snap to this end point right here, and it will complete the shape. Okay, now I'm going to click on it. So to escape from that command, I'm going to kind of click onto the side, and then I can come back and select it. And from there, what I'll do is I'll create a form. Okay, now it's going to give me a default height of 80 feet, and I don't want it quite that high. I'm going to make mine 24. Okay. And when I'm done with that mass, I can click on Finish Mass. For the next mass, I'm going to make a circular structure. So when I go to the Massing and Site ribbon and click on In Place Mass, this one will be named Mass 3, and I would use the circle tool to generate the sort of extruded form. Now in this case, when I try to snap to the center, it's not finding it. If you go to the Manage ribbon and you click on Snaps, you can see what's been selected as current settings for the snaps. If it's not finding the particular snap that you want, you can also enter SC when prompted. So in this case, it's a circle, so I want to use the center object snap. So if I type in SC, oops, try that again, SC, and then I hover over the edge of the circle, it will then snap to the center of the circle, and then I can click outside of it and click on the circle, create form, and it will extrude that shape. You can make a sphere or a cylinder in this case, and I'll make this one 36 feet high. And you can continue in the same process, again, using these various draw tools and the extrusion process, and then click on Finish Mask for each one.